Having kind of a sad day as a single person. And this isn't to feel sorry for me or anything, but just to talk about like maybe if you're in the same position and are just hoping, wanting a partner and it's just not happening. I'm 40, I'll be 41 tomorrow, and I still haven't found anybody. I haven't even dated anybody seriously in 11 years, and it just feels like it's not going to happen. And I feel like I'm in this weird spot in my life where um, men my age are they're partnered. Like everybody seems to be partnered, and I either have to wait until they go through their first divorce, or they seem really embittered after that first big relationship. And I don't know, I'm just frustrated. I feel like there aren't any options for me unless I go significantly younger or significantly older. And just finding someone my age seems really hard. So if you're in a similar spot today, just know that I hear you, I feel you. You're not alone. And it's a tough time.
Women are letting their best years slip away. They thought they would always have options, but once they hit their 30s, the regret sets in. They start remembering the men who were actually worth it, the ones they let go. Now they look back and wonder when they ended up alone. Welcome to the wall. Let's begin.
Good morning, single people. The hardest part about being in dating culture is, without question, aging toward the end of your fertility and not being able to find a partner. Yes, people can have babies on their own, but that's a very different desire than wanting to have a baby with a romantic partner. And before you tell somebody, oh, just do it by yourself, remember how many people never had to. Remember how many people were just able to find partners and build families. And then remember how many people want those same things and can't find them because dating culture is a fucking dumpster fire. So I have a lot of empathy and hold a lot of space for those people because I understand how hard dating is. I cannot also imagine wanting a baby and getting older toward the end of your fertility and not being able to find someone to do that with. That is so fucking hard. It's also terrifying, and there's so much grief involved in it. There are a lot of layered emotions around this. Once a week, I write an advice column, and this week's was really hard to write, and it's probably really hard to read. Somebody wrote to me and said, I'm 42, I'm single, I can't find a partner, and I want a baby, and I don't want to do it alone. How do I cope with this? So I answered them. My advice column is called Hey Shani. It is exactly where you think it is. If you are somebody who wants a romantic partner and wants a baby and doesn't want to have that baby alone, you are seen and heard, and I want you to know that. This should be easier. This never should have been this hard.
I have to say, it's a bit sad to see a woman say this. To see so many women who could have been mothers, who could have had a family, and who end up running into the wall over and over again. And as we know, the wall doesn't forgive. In this country, there are plenty of single men who could easily start a family with a woman like that, but they choose to ignore the average guy to chase the so-called top 20%. When they're told, raise your standards, date someone who makes X, you don't need a man, that message doesn't just affect them, it affects all of us. The man who could have been a partner hears that and thinks, why even try if I'm being disqualified from the start? This has led to a mass withdrawal of men from the dating market. And the result is clear: more single women and fewer families.
You guys, I just can't find a single man that I like. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just keep going on these dates and I find myself getting bored. I'm bored on these dates. It's draining. I feel like I have to make the conversation. I have to really make things flow. They're not flowing naturally. And then dating gets draining and then it's just a circle. It's a circle. You know what I mean? Where I just don't know. I think it's the apps, because here's the other thing. People are like, oh my God, you go on so many dates. They're app dates. They don't count, because in real life, if you're meeting people and then you're saying yes to dates, you already have an idea, because you've met them in person, if you're interested or not. So already you're light years ahead, okay, of somebody going on a dating app date where you're judging it off of what photos and a few prompts and maybe a little conversation via text. No, it doesn't count. So now in this day and age, when you're like, oh my God, why are all these people going on all these dating app dates? Because we don't know these people. They're strangers. They're strangers. This isn't like a date that a guy asked me on that I knew in real life and already had a little bit of a crush on. Okay, that's why people have more luck when they actually date in real life. The problem is everyone's antisocial these days. No one's meeting in person. So if no one's meeting in person, everyone's meeting online. We're all just going on 1,000 dates and not meeting a single person we like. Or at least I'm not meeting a single person I like. And maybe, you could be like, Renee, you're the problem. Maybe I am. But I still want to date a man I like. I'm so sorry.
You know where the frustration comes from? Women have been terrible at making decisions their whole lives because they tend to make them based on emotion. That's why, when they use dating apps, they focus more on physical attraction than emotional connection. And that's why they can't connect with anyone. Also, remember this. The algorithm analyzes your interests and your level of attractiveness, and it matches you with people on your level. Since many women believe they're at 10, they end up being paired with men they see as less attractive than they think they deserve, and that's when the anger hits. But the truth is, they're average. Another thing, in real life, you have more chances to get to know someone, more time, more interaction. But on apps, everything is fast and superficial. If there's no spark on the first date, it ends right there. That's where the frustration comes from. That's why they say, I don't like anyone. But don't worry, the wall will keep you company. Because the wall doesn't forgive.
I'm just gonna say it outright. Dating in Miami is not for the weak. Dating in Miami is not for the lover girls, and dating in Miami is not for the women who want anything serious out of life. I'm a firm believer in like what you seek out, you shall find, and also like what you speak and what you say, especially if it's negative, will come to fruition. However, I just need to rant right now, guys. Believe me when I say the only thing that I want out of life is to love and to be loved. I want a family, I want a home, I want children. I want a husband who's my best friend and we build a beautiful life together and make decisions together and just build something incredible with. I want to be taken care of. I want a marriage that my parents didn't have. My parents got divorced and all I want is to just be loved and have a beautiful marriage. Like I still believe in marriage and I still believe in love despite what I was raised with. That's all I want out of life, right? Everything that I just said does not exist in Miami. Like I'm telling you right now, it doesn't exist. Or it exists, but it exists with conditions because the amount of men that I've met that are actively married and cheating on their wives is appalling and disgusting here. Not only that, the amount of love bombers here are scary. Like every single time that I get involved with a guy and get love bombed, I always get my hopes up and always get disappointed. And I would like to think I'm a cautious person. Like I exercise caution when dating, but I just feel like every single time it's a constant cycle of love bombing, then gaslighting, and then just leaving. And they disappoint you every single time. And I'm like so sick of it. And I'm like trying not to get emotional because it's just really fucking hard. I just feel like I'm in this constant cycle of letting my guard down and then getting disappointed later. Genuinely, all I want is respect, communication, consistency, loyalty. All I want. And then I just feel like I keep getting involved with these men who are like promising me the world. I let my guard down a little only to get disappointed and begging for the bare minimum. And somehow that's always just too much. And I know it's not me, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn or say that I'm perfect by any means, but like, I'm pretty. I know that I'm pretty. I have a good body. I'm in shape. I work hard. I have a big heart. I'm feminine. I believe in God. I have good values. And like, that's what men claim that they want, but somehow it's just never enough. I feel like this is a phenomenon specific to Miami because all of my other single girlfriends around my age in their late 20s to mid 30s, they're all having the same issues with the men here. They get their hopes up just to get disappointed. And like I said, I really think this is specific to Miami and what Miami brings out of the men here. Like I am from North Jersey, like a smaller suburban town in North Jersey, and everybody that I grew up with who's still there, they are either settling down, like even something as simple as like engagement posts, engagement announcements. Like I see them all the time from people I grew up with and people I know from like North Jersey, New York area. But down here, I never, ever see engagement announcements from people who like met in Miami, dated in Miami. Like that just doesn't happen here. I feel like that's not how people move here. And I'm just so sick of like playing games and playing hard to get and dating a bunch of people and having a roster. Like, I don't want that. I want genuine, unconditional love. And I just feel like it's nowhere to be found here. I'm just sad.
The downside of living in tourist cities is that your soul becomes a tourist too. Miami is a perfect example. A lot of women, especially those who travel, go there to have fun, and that means that chads are constantly out there charming women. That doesn't mean serious men don't exist. It just means the environment doesn't reward them. In a place built for pleasure, commitment always feels like a loss. That's why you see so much cheating, so many married people acting like they're single. And let's be honest, most young women in the country travel to those cities, just like in LA, which creates massive competition. And I'm pretty sure your standards aren't those of an average man. They're the standards of someone making over $100,000 a year. So your competition is steep. If you're looking for something serious, you might want to change cities because what you're finding there doesn't match your expectations.
Women.
I swear I can't wait to find my husband. I can't wait to find my partner. I just want to find somebody who is as crazy and protective and doting and affectionate and loyal and goofy as me, so we can just spoil each other rotten and enjoy life together. I promise y'all with everything I have inside of me, when I find my man, I'm never letting him go. I'm going to do anything and everything in my capability to make that man happy. I'm going to show him off. I'm going to scream it from the rooftops. I swear to God, y'all going to be sick of me. Y'all going to be sick of me. That's okay though, because you ain't going to find a me without a him. I'm going to get there. I can feel it. I know it's coming. I know it.
After all this time making these videos, one thing is clear. A lot of women have spent years looking for a husband without understanding why they haven't found one. It's not bad luck. It's consequence. The men are still out there, single, stable, mature. But they no longer want to get involved. Between 30 and 40, a man hits his prime. He has experience, focus, and value. But right when he reaches that stage, the women who used to ignore him show up looking for stability. The problem is that by then, the man has already learned. He knows what his peace is worth. They wore him down with demands, drama, and attitude. And when they finally realize what a man who truly cared for them was worth, he's already on another level.
So I'm from Miami, grew up here, and I'm 5'8", which makes me somewhat a tall girl here in Miami. When I wear heels, like 3-4 inches tall heels, usually I'm like, 5'11", 6 feet tall if you do the math. I think I look pretty tall on social media, but nonetheless, whenever I meet a guy, I always tell them, I'm 5'8", right? Like I'm tall. I literally disclose this because it's important to me. So I think it's important to tell the other person your height. And usually men are like, oh no, I'm 5'9", I'm 5'10". And then they show up and they're 2 inches shorter than me while I'm not wearing any heels. How am I 5'8" and you're 5'10", but you're actually 2 inches shorter than me? Somebody's lying here, and it's you. And the worst part is that they get mad if you ghost them and you don't talk to them after the first date. You lied to me. No. Just because you were so charming on the first date is not going to help me forget that you lied to me about your height and you started off this whole getting to know each other with a lie instead of telling me your height. And if I wanted to date a short king, which a lot of girls are okay with dating men shorter than them, I will go on the date with you, but don't lie to me and then show up and be 2-3 inches shorter than me. You're not going to see me again.
Oh, hell no!
Do you see why they end up single? This woman just disqualified millions of men who don't meet her height requirement. She's the typical one chasing the 666 of the apocalypse. 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, and a six-pack. The 666 from hell. The ironic part is she says the first date was great. That's cruel, because she knows she's not going to call him back. She gives him hope, makes him spend money, lives out the fantasy of the date, and then ghosts him. Let me say something to the men. Don't feel insecure about your height. If that's how tall you are, you can't change that. Focus on what you can change. You can find a woman who fits you and loves you for who you are. As for her, the Chads will take care of putting her in her place.
All the girlies in the same boat right now. From my last post about where are the girls finding boyfriends nowadays, can we debrief how literally every single girl had the same comment? They're like, I don't know, I'm trying, no luck, blah, 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 blah. Like, why are we all in the same boat? Why are 50% of the comments saying Facebook dating? Are people really using Facebook dating? No thanks, not for me. And then just recently the video started gaining attraction from the men, and they're like, yeah, we can't find girls either. We were told don't talk to the girls, so you have to come up to us first. Like, huh? And I think I should clarify that it's not that I can't find a man. We can't find men, because we can. They're everywhere. It's just we can't find the right men that we are looking for, that we have preference in. So maybe I should rephrase my question into, Where are all the good men who have potential at? Where do I find them?
But she's missing the obvious. They're all competing for the same type of man. The top 20%. The ones who make good money, take care of themselves, and have status. But those men know their worth too, and they don't settle. They play with the advantage. The more women focus on them, the more average men get left off the radar. The rest, the stable, hard-working, average guys, don't even exist to them. They can walk by every day and not get noticed because women's attention is locked on the few that everyone wants. Then they complain that there are no good men. No, good men do exist. What's missing are women who are grounded in reality. And the worst part, they hate dating apps because they get exposed to their own mistakes. That's where you see how they choose, and it proves they don't know how. They chase fantasies, reject stability, and when the wall hits, they call it bad luck. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Why do women regret not having a partner when they hit their 40s? Why is love so hard to find in Miami? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.